Hi everyone, and welcome to the Season 2 Interim of Behind Gray Walls.
We hope that you enjoyed Season 2, even with all of our technological and distance issues while I'm in Texas. We appreciate you staying patient with us as we work through the challenges of being halfway across the country from one another as we record. We are continuing to work on these technology issues and hope to have them solved by Season 3.
And speaking of Season 3, it is coming to you on March 24th. We are currently working hard to bring you 10 episodes with 20 stories of inmates who served time behind gray walls at the old Idaho State Penitentiary. We will also be regularly releasing Stool Pigeon Saturdays, adding some fascinating insights to the history of the prison site.
And we have some other exciting news. As we have announced on our Facebook page, we will be doing a live podcast episode at Treefort 2020. For those of you who don't know, Treefort is a local Boise festival that centers around music, but recently has begun hosting Storyfort, allowing a great platform for storytellers. Anthony and I are thrilled to be participating in it this year. We will be on the Treefort podcast stage on Thursday, March 26, 2020, closing out the first night of podcasting from 9 to 10 p.m. I'll even be back from Texas for it.
Yay!
Yay!
Treefort will be our first live podcast episode, so we would love to see you all there. Storyfort is free. To experience all that Treefort has to offer, buy your tickets at treefortmusicfest.com. You can buy an all-festival pass that gets you into any venue, a one-day pass, or passes to individual forts. If you have any questions, please contact the organizers at Treefort.
And if you aren't able to make it to Treefort to see us live, that's okay. We'll be releasing an extended Treefort episode within the normal season. We're looking forward to a great new experience at the festival and the opportunity to interact with some of our listeners. And I am excited to be back in Boise once again.
If you have not yet, please feel free to follow us on Facebook at Behind Gray Walls Podcast and Old Idaho Penitentiary on Instagram, where you can find images from each episode and get updates on how the podcast is progressing between and during seasons.
And we'll see you in March for another great season.
And remember, do your own time.
Do your own number.
Some played guitars, and I think a couple of them had banjos. And they'd get a little band started, and one of them played steel guitar, and they would put on programs in the chapel.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, I've got a tape that where I was lieutenant on the yard at the time, and, of course, I'm a vocalist and play guitar a little bit, and I went in there and did a couple of songs with them this one night. Because I was lieutenant on the yard, they were booing and stuff like that, kind of. It wasn't because they disliked me, it was just because I was an officer singing with the bands. They invited me to sing because I was singing with them because they knew I did. So I took my guitar to work that day, night of the program. As I recall, I did 2 numbers. They were booing me and so forth, and I told them, I said, well, guys, you got to remember, I still have plenty of room down in Five House. And, of course, that got a chuckle out of them, you know.